Welcome students to EDUA558, the school finance course. And it's a pleasure to welcome you all back to, I guess, my last class in my long career. I'm going to be continuing with my doctoral students, but I think this will be my last class for the online administration or curriculum program. So it's exciting, and we're going to have a great time. There are 4 pretty big assignments in this course. Basically, one of them is that you're looking at your school site budget, and so you need to start digging through the principal's office for that budget. I'm sure the principal does have the budget for the school. And look at the categories very, very carefully, because in our school finance book, and notice that this is the latest edition, which is the 10th edition. It's so interesting because when I began teaching at Concordia 10 years ago, I was on the first edition. So it's the same book that I used for my very first course teaching school finance. And it's gone through 10 iterations because school finance changes so quickly. And of all of the major issues, I think the most phenomenal issue that schools have now is the LCAP, where the school committee determines the resources and the allocations for funding, rather than have the district have this implemented from the top down. So it's very exciting. We're going online on Wednesday next week, so that is May 6th, and I will send you the GoToMeeting link so that you can meet with me on that day. So I'm hoping that you were able to get this 10th edition of the Townley Schmieder Ramirez textbook, and it's really specific to school finance. There are very few changes, though, from the 9th edition to the 10th edition. I've looked that over pretty carefully. So if you could only get a 9th edition, say, used copy, I would accept that as well. It's a pricey book. So we're going to be going online, and we're going to be discussing the due dates of all the assignments. When we're online this week, I want you to think about how the local control of the school budget, how much of a change that has been, because the history of school funding is so unique and different, especially for California. I started teaching in the days where property taxes funded schools, okay, and then we had Prop 13, and that changed the whole face of school funding, and it became more and more difficult for schools to fund the different programs. And luckily, categorical funds came around, and schools were able to use categorical monies to address some of the budget issues. But I think the biggest challenge facing schools today, and I want you to check with your school site and tell me if I'm on target or not, but the biggest issue is the encroachment of special ed on general ed money. So please check that out, because it seems to me that more and more students in special education programs are calling for fair hearings, and they have advocates now, and so everything is winding up in court, and we have to pay their attorneys as well as our attorneys. So this is a major concern, and I'm sure that you will see so in the budget. So let's have 3 groups on Wednesday. I'll set that up today and send you the link so that we can have smaller groups to talk about these issues. And then we'll set up the due dates for all the assignments. So it's very exciting to have this special group of people in my very last class. And God's blessings.